Hey guys, Christina here, and today I have a haul from Book Outlet for you. Yes, again. For someone who used to never buy books, I've been buying quite a few lately. For a few reasons. We are further from the library, there aren't as many branches here, there's not as much selection, there isn't as big of like the interlibrary loan. So, I actually was placing this order when they had a deal and I missed it by like 2 hours, and during that time another one came in, buy 2 books, get 1 free. So I bought 15 books. The total was $45.21, which if you just divide that straight across was $3.01 per book, which is quite good for these books. If you're new here, they're a discount book. They're like stores that have too many will sell them to them, and sometimes they have a little dot on them. They're perfectly fine though, in really good condition. I'll leave a link down below if you want to use a referral link. You'll get, I think it's $5 off your first purchase. You can check that out. Anyways, if you are new here too, we homeschool 5 children between the ages of 5 and 14. So we read a lot of books. We have a lot of books. Anyways, okay, so the first one, Great Expectations by Charles Dickens. I felt like it was a classic. I kind of went through a number of books about, you can see the one little dot there. That's the only issue with it. A number of like classic reading lists and high school reading lists. So that's the first book I got. The next one is actually, I have to whisper, it's a gift. So I found this really cool. It's called My Awesome Journal. It comes with a little pen there with a unicorn. And it's got fill-in pages, quizzes, recipes, a journal that's all about you. So you can probably guess who that gift is for. That's a gift. Okay. So then I picked up the Canterbury Tales. I remember reading this in high school. It's a small book, but I feel like it's kind of one of those, again, classics, essentials. So we got that one. Got the Bedouin's Gazelle. This will go along with our history for next year because I did buy a few books for that. It's quite a small book. That'll be one of our read alouds for next year. The Year of Miss Agnes. I have seen that this book comes highly recommended. There are a couple things in it I've heard that, like, it's not on the Good and the Beautiful book list, but we don't only read their books. So this will be for the younger kids. That's what it looks like inside. That book there. Tales of Ancient Egypt by Roger Lancelin Green. So this sounded really interesting. It said, it's a thrilling collection of great myths. You'll encounter Amun-Ra, who created all the creatures of the world, Isis, searching the waters for her dead husband, Osiris, the Bennu bird, and the Book of Thoth. There's also tales told purely for pleasure about treasure and adventure, and even the first ever story of Cinderella. So we'll probably read some of this, a few of them to go along with our unit, or I may have my older kids read it. My older son, my oldest, and my middle son are very into like the Roman and Greek gods. I think it's the Greek gods. So we'll see if they're interested in the Egyptian gods as well. All right, this one here, The Trail of Tears. I've had this on my list for a while, wanting to buy it. It's a step into reading, so it's kind of like an easy reader. But this one we'll use in future years when we do our story of the world and our history. But I've had that on like my watch list for a while and it was cheap. Next one, King Arthur and His Knights of the Round Table. I thought my kids would really be excited for this one because they like adventure. And it's such a famous story, right? So I thought it would be good to own one and to read that one. This one is called Frozen Fire. And it says, the Canadian Arctic, a frozen land where bone-chilling winds and negative 40-degree temperatures can last for days on end. So basically, Matthew's father is missing. So when they become stranded, every minute is a struggle for survival. It's based in part on a true story. And this is by James Houston, which we've read a number of his books, really like them. So again, this goes along with our Canada and our history at some point, or the kids may just want to read it. I'll probably do it as a read aloud though. Oh, there's a book in here I didn't order. That's interesting. I didn't order that one. And they sent me 2 of the same book. I guess I'm gonna have to contact them. Let's see if anything's missing. So The Happy Prince and Other Stories by Oscar Wilde. Fairy tale collection. Oscar Wilde beautifully evokes, among others, the happy prince who was not so happy after all, the selfish giant who learned to love little children, and the star child who did not love his parents as much as he should. Full of wonder and joy, each story shines with poetry and magic. It's quite a small one. But again, just kind of classic authors and stories. And they sent me two. I'm going to have to find out why. All right, The White Stag. This is by Kate Sarity. We have some of her books. She's a good author. It says, for generations, the tribes of the Huns and Magyars had moved relentlessly westward, obeying the voices of their pagan gods, which compelled them to follow the elusive white stag to their promised homeland. They swept Europe, all the while pursuing their vision of the stag. Their leader was called Attila, and the land hungry. Here is the epic story of their tribal migration and their fierce leader, known even to us today. It's short. It's quite a short book. It's a thin book, but it is smaller printing. So this will go along probably with, I think it's our second year of Story of the World. That would be a read aloud. Okay. Journey to the Center of the Earth by Jules Verne. Jules Verne is a family favorite. We love his stories. We've listened to most of them on audio. I don't think we own more than like one or two. So I got this one to add to it. We've listened to this one as a story. If you've never read it, read it or listen to it. It's nothing like the movies at all. Okay. Oh. And you know what? I think, did they send me another one? Nope. Okay. This is one I ordered. The Night Diary. It's 1947 and India, newly freed from British rule, has been divided into two countries, Pakistan and India. Hundreds of thousands are killed crossing borders as the tension between Muslims and Hindus flare. And then it goes into a story about a family caught between that. So I thought this would be really good for our future Story of the World, because sometimes it's hard to find books about that part of the world. So I'm just gonna have a look at my list here and see, what am I missing? Oh, yeah, isn't that weird? I'm missing two books. Okay. So yeah, I'm missing two books. So this is one called Promise. I needed to just add one more book to get to like the free shipping, and this one sounded really interesting, by Minrose Gwyn. This is for me. It says, a few minutes after 9 p.m. on Palm Sunday, April 5th, 1936, a massive funnel crowd, flashing a giant fireball and roaring like a runaway train, careened into thriving cotton mill town of Tupelo, Mississippi, killing more than 200 people, not counting an unknown number of black citizens, 1/3 of Tupelo's a population who are not included in the official casualty figures. So it just talks about the tornado that ripped through and kind of what happened, and just a story for fight and life, and it was during kind of the Great Depression. Thought it sounded like a good book. So the two books that I ordered that I'm missing are Great Expectations, again another classic, as well as, what's the other one I'm missing? The Cabin Faced West. So I'm gonna have to contact them and find out why two of those books are not here, because they sent me other books. So, but that's what I ordered. If you have any questions, you can leave them down below, and let me know if you've read any of these books and if you've enjoyed any of them. Otherwise, I hope this finds you having a great day. Take care.